Laura,
Hi.
we're here in Gainesville. You're homeless. Tell me about it.
Let's see. I was homeless off and on since the age of 23. I'm 46 right now. And the reason why I choose not to be around my family is because I was abused as a child. They have never supported me in any way. So I I used to travel a lot. I lived in San Francisco, California, Sanitas, California, been to LA, and I traveled to Las Vegas and Reno, Nevada as well.
Wow.
And I lived in New Orleans. So I spent a lot of years, traveling place to place.
Yeah.
And when I first became homeless in New York, I worked in a peep show. And then I graduated to street prostitution, which I
Oh my
did for
God.
10 years straight.
Oh, wow.
And I moved to Jacksonville and I met a guy there, and he told me that, if I wanted to be in a relationship with him, I would have to stop panhandling, stop prostituting. So even though the relationship didn't work out, it lasted only for a few months because I had my own emotional issues and I didn't trust a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the fact that he talked me out of it, and
Yeah.
I have not gone back to that lifestyle since.
Yeah.
And that was like 9 years ago, and I haven't done any more prostitution or panhandling, thank God.
Yeah.
So currently, right now, I've been going to soup kitchens, and sometimes I visit with the Hare Krishnas at the university, and I've offered to volunteer sometimes
Yeah.
and visit there.
So you're telling me that there used to be more services here in Gainesville.
I haven't used a lot of service because I tend to stay to myself. I like the outdoors. So I camped a lot in the woods, in the out of the way area outside the city limits. But a lot of other homeless people have used services.
You said that you used to be able to get showers and mail and different things, but now.
Yeah, and then I went away this past spring to Asheville, North Carolina. I stayed there for 8 months. When I got back, a couple of other homeless people I know, they say a lot of things. The Save Yourself has completely changed.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to get mail no more showers. We could just eat there. So we had to get all our services at the Grace Marketplace.
Yeah.
That's what they told me.
So tell me about Gainesville homelessness. Is it better or worse than other places you've been?
Let's see. From what other people tell me, I guess it's been the same, and a lot of people say the cities is not doing enough to help the homeless. You know what I mean? And as for me, it doesn't bother me too much. I guess because I don't like staying in homeless shelters that much. I used to stay in homeless shelters in San Francisco and New York, and I'm very sensitive to when people get into arguments and start cussing because I grew up in an abusive home, and I'm very sensitive to very angry energy. So I avoid crowded places and homeless shelters. So I like to go out into nature where I could be alone. You know what I mean?
Well, you have a positive attitude. How do you keep a smile while you're out here?
Reading inspiring online blogs and spiritual books and putting into practice what I read.
Yeah.
I don't always put into practice everything I read, but I try to.
Yeah. If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
Let's see. I wish for more homeless people to know more about the law of attraction and law of polarity and how they could make that work in their lives. Law of attraction means, what you focus on, you attract to you. You know what I mean? I know from my experience that's the case. You know what I mean? And I watched this video online at the library called The Secret, and it explains in great full detail about the law of attraction and how to attract what you want, how to manifest. And I read a little bit about law of polarity, like this duality, everything that's good and bad, dark and light. And it mentions something that if you're in a financially challenging situation, you could use that as a stepping stone
Yeah.
to work your way up. And I thought that was really inspiring.
Good.
You know what I mean? I feel that in order for outer change to happen, the inner change has to come within.
Yeah, yeah. So another wish?
Okay, I wish for spiritual healing for homeless people because many of the homeless people have been abused or have alcohol addiction problem, and focusing on solving the outer situation alone is not going to be enough.
Yeah.
We need some spiritual healing and to change our negative beliefs that we're not good enough or we're unworthy. We are good enough and we are worthy.
I'm 20 years off the streets. I still suffer from that. Are you okay? You have a
I have
cold.
bronchitis.
Oh my
A
gosh.
chronic cough.
Oh my gosh.
And here's my number 1 3 wish that I should have mentioned first. Here's my real top wish. Empowerment. I wish someone would teach us how to do more for ourselves and empower ourselves.
Yeah.
You know the saying, you give a man fish and you give a man fish and you feed him for one day.
Yeah.
But if you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. I want to tell you a story. When I used to live in San Francisco, I used to see homeless guys, sell street newspaper, and they're allowed to keep 100% of the payment for themselves. You know what I mean? Instead of having to beg for money, we just
Yeah.
sell the street newspaper. And there was a homeless coalition who created that and helped out with that, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, great.
You know what I mean? Maybe we could grow a garden. I mean, I appreciate the people who give us free food and clothes, but I wish that they would and teach us to
That'd
empower
be neat.
ourselves.
Yeah, have your
Because
own garden. And I've seen that some places, not everywhere.
having to depend on people all the time becomes really disempowering.
Yeah.
Can you please teach us how we could do for ourselves?
Oh my gosh. Wonderful wishes. Thank you very much for talking to me.
Thank you. And please share my story.
Oh, I will.